Alright, hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals out there across the electrical ocean. This is Jazzman back with another game. We've got Bento Santo over here playing what looks to be Paladins, full faction IS of course. And then we've got Bally playing a split between Kathir Forest and Underdepths. Man, I was expecting... Okay, so prediction time. I'm going to predict that Bally is going to deploy probably like a Fire Maw or a Therion. He's going to head at top. Is going to stop like 3 spaces from the font and then immediately send it mid. And, oh, okay, well, my prediction was immediately wrong. Elven Shade comes down instead. But, you know, that's fine. Maybe it'll still play out that way. But Elven Shade, oh yeah, the board doesn't have detection anymore. Nice. So that Elven Shade is actually going to be really useful. Shadow Strike, and then Poison. I don't know, I think Banditry, is Banditry on this line? I'd probably take Banditry over Poison. I think instead of killing stuff, Elven Shade is just sort of like a harasser. Like, you know, you send him in, you get some advantage out of him. And then, you know, he contests a font for a long time because Combat Awareness 2 plus Stealth is really annoying to deal with if you have no detection. And I guess Veil Walker is also a potential option. I mean, you know, Paladins for detection, they have the Carrier Squire, so... Usually it's either that or Shatter, I believe, is the other upgrade. But since Bento has gone with detection, that Elven Shade is sort of going to have to work its way around towards this back area if it wants to make itself useful. But we'll see what Bally decides to do. He's a crazy player, man. He's living his best life. He doesn't give two flying fucks about nothing. He's got Deep Elf Manslayer down here. Show that patriarchy who's boss. We got Rend 2. Wow, okay. Not my upgrade of choice. I probably would have gone with Execute. Just because, you know, Execute plus Deep Wounds is kind of crazy in terms of damage. But the Boar, not quite in range to charge this Guardian of the Circle. It's been a long time since I've seen a Guardian of the Circle. And by a long time, I mean a few months. It feels like it's been longer than it actually has. Just it's really fallen out of favor now that it's not, you know, crazy 65 Nora with, you know, tough 2 anymore. But I think it's still pretty decent. I mean, it's got Shatter, which I think the problem is that everything it offers is just found elsewhere in Kathir Forest. Like Elven Blade Master has Shatter. Elven Blade Master is a better cheap champion, you know, blocker. And then if you want toughness, you can go with like the Boa. Or you can go with like Condor Fury or Ghost Bear if you want a tanky champion. And, you know, Cold Snap doesn't really do you any favors if your champions don't have Arctic. But it's gonna get some damage down at least. And I think this Guardian though is probably not doing. Is that an invisibility? Sorry, what? Bruh, bruh, you've got detection right here. Just read your opponent's abilities. So he tried to cast an invisibility on his Guardian of the Circle with the Carrier Squire here. Very not intelligent gameplay, but you know, again, it's Bally. He's just out here doing whatever he wants. Who needs that 30 Nora, right? I've got 2 fonts. He's thinking, I've got 2 whole fonts. That's 24 Nora. So I can afford to throw around. I think invisibility is still 30. Maybe it's 25. Maybe I'm just as off my rocker as Bally is. But Bento here going to do a little Hex. He did a Hex, right? Yeah, he did a Hex, which does absolutely nothing because Guardian of the Circle has 6 defense. Important to note about Hex is that if it doesn't do any damage, or sorry, if it doesn't lose life, then the debuff is not applied. And Hex does have a fixed damage of 6 at rank 2. So, and which is reduced by defense, by the way. So if, but not by tough. So the Guardian of the Circle with the Frost Armor up, having 6 defense, completely negated that Hex. I mean, I don't know why you would do a Hex here anyway. You've got, you know, a 13 damage, or sorry, a 12 damage basic attack that you could have done instead. And it's not like, okay, well, Bento decides, wait, what? Bally surrenders? Okay. Well, that was weird. You know what? I'm going to, that game was crazy. And I'm not going to bother just restarting the recording for that. I'm just going to hop right into the next game I see that's going on. Hopefully there is going to be something good. I never like to do this because it seems a little unprofessional, but you know what? I'm kind of in a hurry today for recordings. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Luzecu versus King Seal. Let's just say that was a crazy introduction to this game here that we've got going. So let's see. Got to do some catching up. King Seal playing full faction Iron Fist versus Luzecu playing the stitched split, except it's not stitched. It's FWUD with I don't know what you'd call this. Is this like vampires? He's not a vampire, is he? No, he's a spirit. Oh well, Forsaken Waste Underdepths. But King Seal with a nice draw rape here, with the Tempest Boar completely blocking the Demon Lich. Oh no, he's got Ritual, yeah. So actually, Luzecu should be okay. He's gonna have to spend the 3 AP killing the Boar though, which will keep him out of the font, unfortunately. So he's only gonna have 7, and that will not allow him to make it. I guess he could technically put out an El Sarai Bazaar and give himself 3 AP, but. It is kind of a nuisance to have that boar there blocking the mid-font. We've got Barbarians, meanwhile, for King Cecile, by the look of it. Sarnavian Herder. I don't know, I usually never see this thing outside of Beasts, because like in Beasts, it's crazy. It has Boost, it has Beast Herder, and then it also has Invig, I think. It has Beast Herder or Invig on the line. Pretty sure that's how that line works. But yeah, in Beast, it's pretty good. I don't know about in Barbarians, though. I'd say there's better supports if you're playing Barbarians. Alright, what do we got? So we got Magistrate, who, again, is a rune that I never really see much. I guess inhibiting touch can potentially be useful, but once this Restless Soul Spirits stopped being real champions, it sort of kind of fell off. Because it's really squishy, it has Surge, but, it's not like Tomb Lord where you can stack HP. Like, Spirits don't really stack a lot of HP, like, they have Banner and they have their 20 Nora buffer. But, in terms of Spirit decks, I'd say you could maybe run 1 for shits and giggles, but I'd probably just take Whisperghast if I wanted a strong ranged Spirit. And Whisperghast has better synergy with Spirits anyway, because he has Dead Magic Zone relocation. And Spirits do tend to produce a lot of that. So, did he deploy? No, he didn't deploy anything. So, Luzecu actually running all the way up to the font. A little bit boldly, I would think, versus Barbarians. So they can just do stuff like this, like the lead the charge onto a Northern Cross Purger. It's actually a rune that I don't have myself, because I'm a bad fan and I never bought any of the latest expansion boxes. That was sort of like the era of the game where I was sort of like fading out and like taking a break from Pox for a while. So I only came back after the expansion was released and long gone. So I never bothered to. And I figured after that, like, the game was just dead, so there was no reason to support it anymore. But I guess if the client updates work out, then perhaps I will. Now here we see a little bit of Santungvan mimicry with Luzecu running the barricade here, further keeping the Demonologist from the font. And I'm pretty sure that spell was completely Santungvan's. Like he's the one who popularized running that. Just for situations like this where you can block stuff out of the font. I mean, it's actually a really annoying spell when you think about it. I mean, these barricades, they can be used for stuff like knockbacks. They keep your opponent's champions at bay. And, I mean, you can destroy them. The advantage here is that you can destroy them yourself without having them be forced to stick around, like with other relics. Like something with, like, Crack the Earth, which I believe would be the nearest alternative, or the nearest similar spell. It creates terrain. And the problem with creating terrain is that you can't destroy it. Whereas the barricades, like, it blocks yourself out too, just as much. But the barricades, you can take out whenever you want, if they're in your way. So the Demonologist here is really trapped. I mean, he can get out if Blackblade and the Magistrate kill one of these barricades. But that is AP that you'll have to spend on them. It used to be that this spell was only really played with in conjunction with Snowburst for a free, I think it was like 48 damage per, like in total from the barricades that had aura. But other than that cheesy combo, it never really saw any play. But until Santungvan picked it up. Actually, Demonologist is not actually going to free his Demonologist here. I don't know how I feel about that. I think, okay, so he's going to do a Soul Feed. to make this Huntress melee now. So Demonologist does have pawn, so I would say he's fairly safe from being killed. But I would still be thinking, well, I want to leave an option, like an escape option, just in case. He put one hit into this barricade. I guess he was thinking maybe I'll go into the font, and then until he realized that was probably a death sentence. But King Seal definitely at an advantage here. He's going to get to lead the charge onto this brutality, which is really nice because the Magistrate is hunted from the I think it was the who did that? Oh yeah, the Huntress, of course. The Huntress is the one that applied hunted. But yeah, see now Luzecu is just going, or sorry, King Seal is just going to destroy this barricade on his own. And then Soul Feed, by the way, is another spell that never really saw any play whatsoever until people realized how good like permanent range reduction is. And oh my god. Okay, well, should we do it again? Should we do 3rd time's the charm? You know what? I'm going to do it. Screw y'all. This is okay. Well, I'm not going to say it's my channel, but I'm making the video. I'm going to go in for a 3 games in 1. Because people have been clamoring at me to get some videos out, so I'm going to do just that. This is what you wanted. And, wow, Luzecu immediately gets the game with winning. Alright, let's do that. So now we've got winning numbers versus Luzecu. Can we get the 3... Man, I really hope this is not... If this is another, like, 5-minute game, I don't care. I'm just gonna upload 3 5-minute videos in one. Should I stop the recording? I'm wondering if I should just stop the recording now and cut my losses here. But you know, channels evolve. Maybe the 3 5-minute video format is going to be the new standard. This is the problem I have with recording games. Just to rant about something a little bit, as nothing really happens at the start. But this is the problem I have with recording games, is that there's so few games in general. And half of the ones that do go down are like 5-minute stomps of some kind. And oh, there goes my phone. I got another text. But anyway, a lot of the games that do go down are just like 5-minute stomps on either side. And it's just I only have so many hours in the day to record, right? So I want to get good games out, of course. But if a lot of games end in stomps, then it's not really it's hard to get good videos out all the time, consistently, I should say. And I can only really record at certain times of the day as well. So, and a lot of people, like people in the EU, for example, or who aren't in, my time zone, they tend to play at times like when I'm already asleep or something. I think it's nice that we have the channel up. And I think if more people started, like people in different time zones, for example, started uploading games, then we'd have like a nice variety of content creators for the channel, rather than just 1 or 2 people talking, doing commentaries all the time. But anyway, rant over. Let's get to this game. Hopefully this game turns into a good one. I'm always hesitant about recording games of winning numbers because his decks tend to feature a lot of stealth, and I don't like recording games where I can't see most of the board. I like to be able to see what's going on when I'm recording and commentating. But winning numbers here, playing extremely aggressively towards mid, deploying a 95 Nora Ire Guard, along with an 84 Nora Aspect. He's just going fucking ham and cheese towards that mid font, completely ignoring oh no, wait, he did deploy topside. Okay, I must have missed that. He deployed a lemur topside. Okay, I was thinking there's no way he had enough Nora for a stealth champion like that, but lemur is really cheap. So it seems like here Luzecu is bringing stitched. No, he's bringing skeletons with underdepths. Yeah, because this thing is a skeleton too. Yeah. So underdepths, skeletons, very interesting deck. I'm thinking it has sort of the same features as underdepths liches, except instead of reanimation spam, it's going for like summon spam with like the summons having a lot of damage. It's weird because you can't really run underdepths champions or relics in this split because your summons lose the loyalty buff if you have anything from underdepths in play. It doesn't count the stitched, of course, because they're still half FW, but we'll see how winning numbers handles the summon spam that's I'm assuming is going to come out. That Aspect of Oblivion here, actually not a terrible choice for the early game. I would have liked it better if he had Attack Charge 3, because then you can just get, like, you're basically guaranteed 2 attacks every turn. But even with Attack Charged 2, he does get quite a bit of charges, and if Black Blade here decides to get a couple hits in, he's going to be well on his way towards a Journey to Oblivion. And I'm betting, since this is Winning Numbers' deck, he's probably got banishes lurking somewhere. So honestly, I wouldn't expect... I would expect this game to be over either very quickly or not for a while. So we'll see. Norglades tends to favor... What the hell was that? Oh, it was a Dark Pact. Oh, get pacted. Outplayed. So he tried to Essence Drain the Aspect of Oblivion, and oh my god, he's probably going to surrender, isn't he? Please don't surrender. He got Dark Pacted, and now his Blackblade Baron is down to 19 HP. I'd probably just back off in this case. Like, there's no way you win this font now. Like, you basically just have to bank on your early game, or sorry, on your late game. And nope, there is going to be a Righteous Deflection as well onto that Aspect of Oblivion. Classic Winning Numbers. Classic play. So we're going to see Skeleform. Skeleform is going to have to do some real work up top after all those setbacks down here. Very unfortunate here for Luzecu. But you know, it's Winning Numbers does the exact same thing every game. He's very predictable. I mean, after the Dark Pact, I probably would have expected an RD, but ooh, a Split Personality. Okay, so actually Split Personality only takes 1 attack because it only reflects basic attack damage. It does prevent the kill though, without any more spell help, because there's too many fatties in this font currently. There's 2 of them, and they're just jostling each other for space. So Magma Bunny coming down here top, and actually Winning Numbers has snuck his Lemur past the Skeleform and dropped a... Oh, no, wait, was that... that is Winning Numbers' as Fire Ruby. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, because Luzecu is also half UD. He might have put that down to detect the Lemur, should it try to contest. But I wonder... Oh god, is he not going to see that? Is he going to think that he still has his font? I hope not. There's a Purifier, actually, to dispel the Righteous Deflection, and actually, Blackblade can dictate... Here. No, he doesn't even need it, because Necromancer hit twice. So there's actually a kill here on the Aspect of Oblivion. So Purifier coming down, and actually, Luzecu is in a pretty good position here. He's going to get this Globe, I hope, and then maybe eat this Summon for a little heal. Then, I don't know, Multi-Attack 3, Ren 3, Vothsair? Yeah, that's kind of dangerous. I mean, he kind of has to. Well, it would have been nice if the Grave Warrior like blocked the Vothsair, but nah, there's no way he can save his Blackblade now. Even eating this summon, like he's gonna take a hit from Ireguard, and with multi 3, I'm pretty sure. No, actually, he can only get 1 attack because he'll have 11, moves 5, he'll have 6, so 1 attack. Will take him down by 5. Yeah, he should be fine without barring any spells, unless my math is just completely off. But which it very well could be. And actually, Luzecu going for the crazy bum rushing of topside here, completely ignoring the fact that his font is contested. He's probably pissed at Winning Numbers after that bottom play too. He's like, man, you know what? Screw your Lemur. I'm going for your font now too. He couldn't quite get in, but I mean. I'd actually be very surprised if he got past the Magma Bunny, because this Magma Bunny actually has Replicate instead of Split. Another classic Winning Numbers play, taking an inferior upgrade. But Ireguard does hit once, and has the foresight to back off. And, man, if there's like a... what am I... What could Winning Numbers do to protect his Ireguard? Well, he could do an Unbending Force. There's a possibility of that. Like, he's half IS. So there's no reason to do that now. In a way, like, it's almost difficult to predict what Winning Numbers is going to do, because he's kind of unpredictable. Like, he's predictable in the sense that he super champs and, throws his a bunch of spells onto these high-costed champions, and, he goes for an early rush and this stuff, but... Like, sometimes, like, the stuff that he runs is, like, he makes plays that are just so asinine, it's like a good player might, have trouble predicting them, but not necessarily responding to them. But another Skeleform here coming down, so Luzecu is sort of matching Winning Numbers' aggression towards mid here. presuming that the lemur will take long enough to win topside, that maybe he can get some pressure down mid. I would think that if winning numbers can... wait a minute. How did that Magma Bunny die? 22... Oh, wow. So, wait. Winning numbers didn't even replicate. He just walked in for a basic attack. See, this is what I mean. Like, no good player would ever do this. Like, instead of replicating to block the Skeleform out of the font and avoid, having your Magma Bunny die, he just walked his Magma Bunny in and killed it for no reason. I mean, Wind Fury versus Skeleform is not going to go well for the Wind Fury. And, I mean, I like Wind Fury. Like, I like running Wind Fury in Dwarves. I think he's great now with ranged stance, and he can get Vindictive 3. But the sweep here, not going to be enough, assuming Luzecu has literally any relic for that top font. And, well, he's already got one of them down, the Head of Asarius blocking that boss there, that boss there. Probably smart, actually. It's better not to, I mean, he could have moved his Black Blade Baron one off, which is a little bit of a mistake now, because it's dead. I mean, he could have moved it into this space. It sort of looks like this space is off the map, but it's actually not. This is actually a space you can move into. And if he would have done that, he would have kept his Black Blade alive. But, I mean, now, Necromancer versus a Avotser, I mean, forget about it. Forget about it. You're dead. Just deal with it. He's got to wait for his Skeleform to come down here now. I'm I apologize to any of my New Yorker fans. But we've got Skeleform up here, and I don't know, Skeleform versus Strangler, that's not going to be a fight Luzecu can win. But he's actually doing the a Phantom Dash onto the bots there. Because actually, Phantom Dash does trigger on attack, not on damage. So he does warp his Skeleform in that way. And man, this is what I was looking forward to. A crazy game, back and forth. I'm kind of glad it's Winning Numbers, because Winning Numbers just plays so wacky, and when you sort of respond in kind, like Luzecu is doing, makes for some interesting games. And he's going actually for the Shrine with the Skeleform, realizing that he's outmatched up top. I'm fine with that. Like, you know what? He recognized that he can't beat the Strangler, so might as well go for the Shrine. Might as well threaten this back font. I mean, you're down by a font, right? And you're facing down, a 20 damage Avotser in mid. And here's the Lemur actually finally attacking that banner. I was wondering, like, where the fuck is the Lemur? Why is he not trying to win the font? But Winning Numbers finally getting to that. So he's going to actually be up by 2 fonts. And this Skeleform still on 20 HP, not quite dead. But I'm assuming that the Avotser will die on the following turn. Luzecu has to kill it. Like, he has to get rid of this Avotser and win mid, because otherwise, I mean, he's just screwed. Like, he's going to be down 2 fonts. His Skeleform is out of position over here. And there's a Pantier Headhunter from Winning Numbers. Another classic Winning Numbers deploy. He didn't take Assassinate too. Okay, well, that's a little odd. I would assume that if you're going for the kind of strategy Winning Numbers is, you'd probably take Assassinate too. Like, he went for max upgrades on his Ire Guard, for God's sake. The least you could do is take Assassinate 2 on your Pantier Headhunter. But Luzecu here can get, let's see, can he get the kill? He's got 9, and then he's got 22. He needs a little bit more. He needs like 9 and then 22. He needs 1 damage. Literally 1 damage from anything will get him this kill. He's probably, like, if he has like Animosity would be great. Animosity is cheap. But he's going to do a Mandate, actually. That works out really well, actually, because now he can get a nice heal on his Skeleform and win the font. Assuming there is no Unbending Force, and I would not put it past Winning Numbers to run Unbending Force. Okay, he doesn't have it down. Thank the Lord for Luzecu there. So he does win the font. He gets the heal. That's a pretty scary Skeleform. A pretty spooky, scary Skeleform. Sitting there with 31 damage now. But Necromancer, if only Necromancer had like Shrink or something to keep that Pantier Headhunter from going anywhere crazy. Is he gonna? I was gonna thinking maybe if he like Mobied into this font, he'd be able to do some crazy plays there. But nope, he's just gonna get an attack on that Headhunter. Now the thing is, once that Headhunter stealths, Luzecu doesn't currently have any detection down. So he's going to need, I guess a Black Ops would do it. Black Ops is really a really good option now. It's 20 Nora, grants Detect 3, and stealths your champion. So if he Black Ops his Necromancer to find the Headhunter and then, you know, get Phantom Dash on this one going. Now the problem here is that, again, like he's going to be down by 2 fonts, and then Winning Numbers will have all the Nora in the world to cast his the spells that he loves so much. I'm thinking, does he run double RD or does he run just one? Because if he runs double RD, then things might get a little tricky for the Necromancer. And the banner goes pop up top, and then Lemur wins this font. He actually didn't take. Oh yeah, he took Aura. He took Aura too. That's how he had the Nora for the Lemur earlier. He actually transfigures. All right, I actually don't hate this play because I feel like if you're going to be up 2 fonts, you might as well just transfiguring here will get him this kill from the I think the Searing Aura. Yeah, 3 fire damage at the end of turn that'll finish off the Skeleform. And Luzecu not really in the best position. Because you're already, Winning Numbers is up in Nora, and he's up in champions as well, like good champions, I should say, until Luzecu deploys something down here. I'm thinking this is like a Death Benefit style deck from Luzecu, rather than just straight like skeletons or something. I know I said skeletons earlier, but just by the fact that he has boost on his Necromancer kind of tipped me onto that. But the Arroyo Eye here, most definitely not a skeleton. And yeah, it's really just a matter of like now you kind of have to back off. Like unless you have a Black Ops to find that Pantier, like your Necromancer is within Assassinate range, and so is your Skeleform for that matter. Like I'd be worried about overextending into the Assassinate here, because as Underdepths you do have Price of Victory to look out for. Iron Fist, you have Gravity Flux that pulls champions in. You have Earthshaker potentially for knockback. And then even stuff like Glorious Charge. Like I've been toying with Glorious Charge a bit in my Iron Fist decks, just because I think that like it gives you the mobility that Macadamize would, but I think having the extended threat range of Charge 3 on all your champions does really nicely, and also it gives ranged champions a way to attack in melee if they need to, because charge, like you can charge as a ranged champion and make a melee attack. So like if your Dwarven Mortar crew gets rushed, for example, you can Glorious Charge, disengage with mobility, and then charge whatever's rushing you. Or you can just use it for the disengage. But we all know how powerful global mobility is from having played against the Torton Gale Singer. And I guess the Griffin Perch as well in Iron Fist. But yeah, Winning Numbers in a pretty good position, although trying to assault that bottom font might prove a little bit tricky, since he needs to get his champions down here first. Mortar Crew actually giving Hunted to that Skeleform. Maybe he can get his Headhunter in there somehow at a later point. Once it has the ability to re-stealth, for example. And at this point, being down against Winning Numbers is like, well, I mean, it's once he finds that Headhunter, it should be fine, because I mean, you have to engage now, because otherwise Mortar Crew is just going to make a mess of your positioning. I don't know if Luzecu does run Black Ops. Maybe he runs the Demon Altar relic, the Ethereal Pool, which also gives Detection 3 now. We will see what his options are. Oh yeah, the Eye, of course. The Eye gives Detection 3. There's his detection option. I was wondering, like, why would he deploy a champion? I honestly don't. I'm not that big a fan of Arroyo Eye. I know it's like it's cheap and everything, and Replicate is a strong ability on a cheap champion, but I just like it's 4 speed and it doesn't really do anything after it's like it can teleport and then get a soul tap hit, but not really my style here. But Grave Warriors can maybe suss out that Pantier Headhunter, just by moving, and then maybe Arroyo I can do something else with its AP. But if I were winning numbers here, I'd be looking at that Arroyo I, and I'd be like, maybe I can move my Pantier Lurker over this way towards that font. Like if I were as crazy as winning numbers is, and I'm crazy, but I don't know if I'm that crazy. But Arroyo I gonna do replicate. But yeah, I'd maybe be thinking of moving my Lurker over here to snipe at that font. Because assaulting down here is gonna be a bit of a challenge, and I think moving into this many champions, just for a potential assassinate, like if he had Gale Force, for example, it'd be a lot easier. But nah, he's basically banking on Dwarven Mortar Crew, and this is really not the best place for a Dwarven Mortar Crew, by the way. Like he literally deployed it with no escape routes. Like he deployed it into the river, for one thing, and he deployed it at the back of the font where there's literally nowhere for it to run to. So if it ever gets, if it ever does get, under threat, there's no way to get it out of there. So I don't know, I would have maybe deployed it, like moved your Warden a bit first, or maybe deploy your Warden over here and then deploy Mortar Crew up here. But yeah, I would never think to deploy Mortar Crew in the back like that. But Skeletal Excavator actually taking out that Fire Ruby, and he took Dead Eater on the Skeletal Excavator, huh. That makes him cheaper than the Punishing Aura build, I would think. But Dead Eater is a pretty good ability on a cheap champion like Soul Collector or Ghoul. But I don't know how often Excavator manages to get Nora Globes. Yeah, what was that? Was that an attack? Yep, the Bach Warden kills that Grave Warrior with precision and grace. Imp Strangler, I guess Imp Strangler is not going to be doing too well. I mean, I know there's going to be another RD at some point. There's definitely going to be an RD, and there's definitely going to be another Dark Pact up. So Luzecu really can't rely on spells. Because if he tries to Purifier, like the RD for example, like he's already done that trick before in this game, so Winning Numbers is probably onto him. And he's probably going to Dark Pact whatever he RDs now at this point. So we will see. We will see how Luzecu plays out this endgame here. If he can get his top font back, that'd be great. Like if he gets his top font back and then just slowly pushes into this Mortar Crew with mid after finding the Pantier, that would probably be the best way to do it. But diverting resources from mid font when all of your champions are sort of like injured like this versus a Mortar Crew and an Assassinate unit, it's kind of hard to justify, like from a what do you call it, like a resource management perspective. Especially when you're down, I mean, he's not that far down. Like he's facing off against 3 fonts, but Winning Numbers has Transfigured, so that does put a sizable chunk of Nora. Does take, I should say, a sizable chunk of Nora from Winning Numbers. And that Blade of the Snake slowly chipping away at that Skeleform too, so he's gonna have to send that Skeleform in there. I'm thinking maybe he could, like he has to just go. Like he has to get in there and kill that Warden. He has to find that, send one of the eyes in for detection. And then getting at that Mortar Crew also would be a great thing to get out of, artillery strike radius. The charge here for the moment, coming down here onto Lemur. There's really no good way to get into that font right now. And I think if I were Luzecu, I definitely would have deploy more stuff here. Maybe spread. Yes, I was gonna say send this eye up here to guard this choke point so the Lurker doesn't get anywhere near your fonts. And I guess I don't know what kind of what late game stuff Luzecu is playing. This does seem like a death benefit sort of deck. So maybe he'll have a bunch of cheap champions to just throw at Winning Numbers, force him to waste his AP on them. And then this eye actually is going to teleport, not quite into the fray, but provide a good buffer for against that Lurker for Winning Numbers for Luzecu's champions. Probably should walk in like that too. It's worth noting that the Underdepths font does provide a pseudo detection as well. And then I guess this summon could maybe just, just derp around and, eat up some AP. But now that the arrow shot is down, Winning Numbers is sort of out of good ranged options. Like his crew can't move; it's stuck in the river. So all he has left is the artillery strikes, and the Demon Lich here. Demon Lich is good because the deflect can counter the assassinate if it does ever come to that. And then I'm assuming he's just waiting on like a Moby or a Price of Victory turn. Wow, that artillery strike was actually over there. Interesting. Winning Numbers making a pretty good prediction here, and the Fire Blast coming down to take out the Skeleform. And oh yeah, that was the Blade of the Snake sound effect dying. So we're going to see a little bit of a spell spam here from Winning Numbers. Fire Blast, and then the Hammer Strike up top actually onto the Excavator, followed by a Tinderbox on the Lemur. And I see Winning Numbers do this a lot, is Tinderbox on Lemur for, I guess, just double aura. But, I mean, to me, that's sort of like, I don't know, like, you're getting a double aura, sure, but Lemur, the whole point of Lemur is that he's cheap and efficient, right? And by equipping it with a 35 Nora Tinderbox, they're sort of cutting that efficiency. I mean, the Hammer Strike on its own was sort of questionable, because, I mean, just keeping the Lemur here, you're keeping the Excavator out of the font. Like, there's really nothing the Excavator can do to get around it. So, Wind Fury here going to do a Hammer Throw, taking out the eye. That is magic damage, by the way, the Hammer Throw, so it does do bonus damage there. Now, I mean, the Headhunter, I would not be surprised if we see the Headhunter take out that Blackblade Baron now. Ooh, the Avenging Flame. I didn't notice that go off. So Avenging Flame was cast onto that eye, meaning it finds the Headhunter. And actually, the Headhunter is now in Soul Tap range and potentially kill range from the Baron. Baron used it did use Dictate last turn, so it can't get a hit this turn from that. Kind of unfortunate, because now the Headhunter is just going to be un-CC'd on Winning Numbers' next turn. Can't really capitalize too much on that. It does prevent the re-stealth, kind of, but he will eventually die to Soul Tapped anyway. And Winning Numbers here are just going to make a slow and steady advance towards Luzecu's font. Yeah, see, now would be a good time for an El Sarai Bazaar, because I feel like if he gets this kill with El Sarai Bazaar, then the threat of the Assassinate is gone, and then he doesn't have to worry about Lurker rushing this bottom font, which actually Winning Numbers was doing. It seemed like he was going to Shadow Shift over here and like rush this bottom font. Let's see. So is he really not going to do a Bazaar? I guess it does. I guess the eye is sort of preventing the Assassinate. All right, so Price of Victory is good enough as well. So he's gonna get the kill as well as another summon. Now, if I were Luzecu, I would probably send this summon up top just to take some pressure off of mid and threaten to contest with a relic or something. Maybe even teleport that eye up there as well. Now that the detection is no longer needed, because eye is a real champion. The clone can take that font outright if it gets up there. This is just going to be sort of a slow crawl towards the end here for Winning Numbers. If I were Winning Numbers, I'd totally be using my avatar like more offensively, because it has immunity fire, so all of Luzecu's fire damage is sort of useless, and then Imp Strangler can move in and melee the Demon Lich. Although, honestly, like, Strangler, without any protection spells, is probably going to just die, right? Because Demon Lich is just going to set ablaze, and then I'm assuming there's an RD on it, because this is like Winning Numbers' MO in a nutshell. RD on the RD on an intimidating champion, and then you've got Dark Pact on your boss sayers and stuff. So Mortar Crew doing another strike. I wonder what Winning Numbers has to deal with the set ablaze though, because you can't equip like a vial of holy water or anything. But did he actually impervious that fucking lemur? Jeez. All right, bruh. You do you. He impervioused the altered lemur so that skeletal excavator. He really doesn't want that excavator killing this lemur. Although even without the acolyte and the impervious, I'm pretty sure excavator still wouldn't have been able to kill the lemur after all this time. Like that just seems crazy. Like to me, like I would have saved the impervious for this strangler, for example. Assuming, of course, that there is no Righteous Deflection on the Strangler. I guess Luzecu could test for it if he wants with an attack. Might as well. Of course, the danger there is that if he tests now and the RD's not on it, Luzecu might think, oh, there's no RD on this. And then next turn, when he goes for the kill, he might accidentally attack into it twice. And potentially kill his own Necromancer there. But I'm glad Winning Numbers is actually, trying to make something happen here rather than just bank on Dwarven Mortar Crew in the back. But Demon Lich on his own can't really win that font, especially versus the Avatar. Winning Numbers kind of has to be careful of retributions that might come in, but other than that, honestly, I think if Luzecu has like a Reaper's Blade for that Necromancer, and then a Retribution on his Black Blade, he might be able to get a cheesy kill here. But yeah, there's the RD onto the Strangler, and it was a recently cast RD too. So it's going to be quite a while before that Strangler can die, assuming there's no Purifier going down. And if there is a Purifier, it'll probably just get Dark Pacted anyway. So there's a Consume, healing up the Blackblade Baron. I really like the idea of Dark Pact though. I think even more than Backfire, like Backfire from Borglar Swamp or Cancel Magic from Sundered Lands, when you get that clutch Dark Pact off, or Absorb Magic off from Forsaken Waste, it feels so good to get a redirect of an opponent's spell rather than just a simple cancel of it. It's also one of the reasons I like I'm forgetting the name of it now. The KF spell that reflects a spell without actually canceling it. Lasts for 6 turns. It's the same sort of thing. I guess Snowblind is in that same vein. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that it feels better, like to have your opponents cast a spell on themselves than it does to just cancel an opponent's spell. At least from my perspective, it does. But a little bit of funny interaction here. The Righteous Deflection. The Wind Fury hit the Demon Lich, which deflected the damage into the Imp Strangler, but the Imp Strangler, the Righteous Deflection on the Strangler bounced it back to the Demon Lich. So just a clusterfuck of bouncing going around here from Dwarven Wind Fury's attacks. And then up top, Winning Numbers finally deploys some support up here in the form of Zidin of Sarghaver. Even though that's basically completely unnecessary because Lemur had the kill on his own with the double auras. Man, I don't get Winning Numbers at all. Like this is something like that there's no way that Excavator wins the font. Like, why are you deploying a Zedin up here when you could deploy Zedin down here to aid your rush? Like, it was just a wasted Nord deploying him up here. Unless your intention is to run him to the shrine and maybe fend off the Baron. I'm assuming Baron would want to go topside though, right? Or maybe help this Avatar assault down here. But wow, no Dark Pact on the Imp Strangler, so Purifier actually goes through. So Demon Lich does get his Swarm off, and then the Grave Warrior spawns from Necromancer. So a lot of free meat going down here for Luzecu, and even a Timmy in the back. So maybe we can see a Bodyguard on that Demon Lich. Probably like to see that, and then I guess these summons will just get eventually poked down. But Winning Numbers is not in that great a place. He's got the fonts, but I mean, he's gonna have to chase down that Excavator with something, and he's probably gonna have to deploy something up here later. And meanwhile, Luzecu is slowly making headway, slowly but surely, onto the mid font. He's gonna get it here. And this is sort of the problem with Winning Numbers' playstyle, in my opinion. Like, you spend all these resources keeping your champs alive, or trying to, and then it doesn't end up working because your opponent just plays better, or they ignore your super champ and go for other stuff. And then you're at a disadvantage regardless. But he's not. He can get some. He has some crazy games, and that's basically why I sometimes like watching him. But I think Cloak of Skulls here. Okay, so Blackblade is going to probably run in and try and cut the Avatar off then, right? I miss when Avatar is like auto came with Purified. Oh, the Lich actually taking a strike here. I probably would have moved back into Bodyguard range for sure. Definitely need to keep that Demon Lich alive. His deflect is down too, so it's basically like the Bach Warden can come in and get the finishing kill. Or Dwarven Wind Fury can hammer throw it, that works too. Yeah, losing that Demon Lich there, probably not advisable. Lesser Bone Mauler coming in here. Winning Numbers not even giving a hoot about the Cloak of Skulls. But it does help Luzecu in his quest to drop more meat onto Winning Numbers' face. A second Impervious here onto the Bach Warden. You can't really rely on Impervious versus a Forsaken Waste. I mean, they got Soul Reave, they got Loss of Life, they got Reaper's Blade, but so far Luzecu hasn't shown any of those things. Now, maybe we'll see. And another Tinderbox too. Yeah, see, like if I were Winning Numbers, I'd really want to just deploy. I mean, you're getting overwhelmed with summons here. I mean, like, you're going to have a full HP Bach Warden, but, like, what good is it going to do you when you're down, like, 3 champs to 2, right? He's already getting pretty outnumbered here by all this meat. And the Bodyguard coming down onto the Necromancer, definitely a good choice. And then I'd probably, yeah, just spread your summons out. Don't make things too easy for Winning Numbers, letting the Artillery Strike do all the work. He actually shatters that Tinderbox immediately, not wanting to get any higher HP on that. Oh, and then he barricades the Bach Warden in. I don't know how I like that. I think I would have definitely stayed out of attack range. Like, just split your champs up. Force Winning Numbers to work for the kills rather than just have Bach Warden sit there and, you know, hit them twice, or have him send the Avatar in. If I were Winning Numbers, I'd definitely be playing a little bit more aggressively with my Avatar into that mid-font fight. And then meanwhile, having the Wind Fury distract the Black Blade Baron. It's because, I mean, your Avatar is such a, like, I mean, I know you're against, you know, Forsaken Waste and all, but the Avatar is, like, basically your best champion in play at the moment. And Necromancer, like, if you have any kind of Dispel or Knockback out of that Bodyguard range, and you can kill that Necromancer, then, I mean, you basically won the game, because at that point it's just a bunch of summons versus, you know, a 90 HP Avatar. But we'll see if Winning Numbers can push back against this. He does have complete control of topside, so that Zedin is probably going to start assaulting the Shrine within the next few turns. And I could definitely foresee Luzecu transfiguring against that, because I don't know what else he has that beats a Zedin 1v1, like with warding and tough 3. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Winning Numbers is even running Zedin, just because of warding sort of is counterintuitive to what he wants to do. And was that so he disarms the Cloak of Skulls, but there was actually an Avenging Flame onto that Bone Mauler summon that stunned the Avatar. Interesting. Doesn't quite have the kill here with the Dwarven Mortar crew. Honestly, if that Blackblade Baron dies, I'd be a little worried if I were Luzecu, because he can't really... He needs more than what he's got to win mid. He needs at least a double hit with Timmy if he wants to get that kill on his next turn. Because both of these summons are dead to the Warden, and then Necromancer can only get 1 hit. See, this is why I was like, spread the summons out, because if you had one summon over here, like in this position, and then the other summon was like right here, or right here, probably, yeah, like right here, then the Bach Warden would have no escape, it would have nowhere to go. And it would still kill one of them, but the other one would still be alive. You could use it for stuff, and it would force Winning Numbers to spend more AP than what he otherwise would have, keeping his Warden. So the Arroyo Eye, he's probably gonna... Wow, Winning Numbers didn't actually get that kill. Unfortunate. So now, I mean, Blackblade's gonna poop out another Gravebind skeleton. I'm pretty sure Consume is up this turn too, so if he can get this kill without using all of his AP... Yeah, okay, so he does a Dictate. Yeah, so he's gonna have enough AP to get the kill and consume the spawned skeleton. There comes the meat. And probably the eat. Do it. Eat it. Eat that. He's gonna get 16 HP, 21. He'll still die to the Avatar, but it'll take both of its hits to do that. I think, was there a way for him to get a Swarm with Timmy there? Probably not, eh? I guess if he Mobi'd maybe, but eh. He's probably eyeing that Warden like, is there an RD on that? There probably is. An Essence Drain. Oh man, if there's an RD on that, it's going to be such a pity. I mean, it'd be hilarious if there was, because he used an Essence Drain. Like, I'd be really worried about single target spells. Oh, there is an RD, and he just cast it too. So very, very unfortunate here for Luzecu. What a shame. See, this is why I always say trying is the first step to failure. He basically has to get that globe now, because otherwise he just wasted. I mean, he kind of did just waste 50 Nora, but getting that Nora globe is a small price to pay. There's a small comfort when your Blackblade Baron is going down. So I guess he doesn't run Reaper's Blade. It's kind of a shame, because if he had Reaper's Blade, then winning numbers would be under a lot more pressure here. Is he gonna? Oh, is he gonna? No, he's not gonna Retribution. Instead, Bog Warden is just gonna eat through the HP on that Boghopper zombie. And the summon goes down to the crew, and Avatar can probably get the globe, and then I guess just engage. Like, if I were winning numbers, I'd think, well, if he didn't play if he didn't play Reaper's Blade now, he probably doesn't have it. Now, interestingly, a bash still actually triggers from the successful attack, not on damage. So, no more attacks from the Warden just yet. I feel like after this game, Luzecu might want to slot in a Soul Reave or a Reaper's Blade for this shit, because both of those things go right through Righteous Deflection, and they both go through Impervious as well. But Luzecu's Shrine down to 36 HP after that Price of Victory. So a little bit dangerous here for Luzecu. He's going to have to definitely make some headway bot if he can. I mean, all he's got is these eyes, and pair of eyes on its own is not good enough. And that Aspect of Oblivion, I'm wondering if that's the same one from before that just came off cooldown, or it's the second one. I would think winning numbers would run to. That seems like the kind of champion winning numbers would run to of. This Boghopper zombie probably could just like grab that blood globe so Warden can't heal off of it. But now he's just going to leap in, and yeah, he's just going to leap in. Boghopper zombie is immunity disease, so what the heck is going on here? Oh, he's going to, so he's going to try and kill that crew. If there's another RD on that crew, I'm betting Luzecu is going to surrender, because that would just be so demoralizing if he hits into a second RD. Like, you can't even test for Purifier because of Dark Pact, really. So, or test for Purifier. What am I saying? Test for RD with Purifier because of Dark Pact. There is no second RD on that Dwarven Mortar crew. All right, so Timmy does get his Swarm off here. Zombra Plague, and it does also spawn another Grave Warrior. So that corpse is actually going to cut off Aramalian's escape, so Aspect of Oblivion is going to have to deal with that. The problem for Luzecu now is, like, what's he going to do about his shrine? I think he just has to Transfigure, honestly. Like, Transfigure and run. Because your Avatar can hit through Intimidating, and that's probably the only thing he runs to deal with that. There's a second Necromancer, and yep, the Transfigure right after. And oh god, Rebuke. Oh shit. Zedin with Rebuke 3 actually does 15 electric damage to Aramalian. And that might actually be mean the difference here. Because if winning numbers retributions that lemur, yeah, that'd be a kill. Shit, Luzecu might be in trouble. How long has it been, actually, since I've gotten a game where a shrine kill was the end of the video? I think it's been quite a while, hasn't it? So we might see an Avatar go pop here. Usually games end, like, I'd say like 90% of games end before the shrine actually dies. But so whenever you do actually see one die, it's sort of like a rare event. But yeah, Luzecu definitely needs to hightail it out of there. And I was kind of hoping for something a little tankier to stall the Zedin out, because Necromancer is just going to get run the fuck down, and she's not going to be enjoying life. But definitely this Warden on 17 HP, and only 2 turns left on the RD as well. So after that summon goes down and the Fire Ruby as well, I'm pretty sure Luzecu is not in a good place. With 1 turn left on that RD and no melee champions in sight to deal with the Ruby. The Necromancer is trapped here because Bodyguard is going to wear off in a turn. And then Luzecu... Ooh, I wonder if Winning Numbers... Will Winning Numbers kill Luzecu's avatar with his own? That's an even rarer thing, right? It's like super rare to have that happen, where you kill an opponent's avatar with your own. It's like in chess, like king. What am I? I can't use that analogy because kings can't attack each other in chess, but the avatar in Pox is basically like your king piece. It's like kind of like a combination of a king and a queen because it's such a strong champion, but it's also like your most valuable champion because if it dies, the game is over. So Aramalian gonna get a couple hits. It's not gonna be quite enough to finish the Zedin. He's gonna need more. I really hope he's not banking on a single target spell here, because warding is going to be a pain in the ass. Otherwise, he's not going to be very happy about that when he gets that little effect. That little pop up there. It needs to be an AoE spell, and it needs to deal... See, he has 6 total damage reduction from the Iron Fist Stronghold bonus and from Tough. So he needs like... It's an AoE spell that does more than 15. I don't think there are any. I think that Zedin is going to live, and Luzecu has indeed lost the game then. Which actually is good for me because my arm is killing me holding this microphone. But I think yeah, he's going to lose mid here too to the Bach Warden and the Fire Ruby combo, and then this Eye. There's no way this Eye gets up to top font in time to steal it. Aramalian doesn't even need to chase it down because it'll die to the Underdepths font. Does well, no, not quite. It's 1 HP off, but by the time the Eye does get up there, the game will most likely be over. Oh god, I'm not DC'd, right? Okay, I had to check. Sometimes I gotta check because I'm not sure when games or when turns go slow like this. But Necromancer goes through the Fire Ruby to escape. Probably gonna block off with that Bach Warden as well. And okay, so he's only 10 seconds left. He's going to teleport away. Probably going to do a Blood Offering. No, he gets an attack with the Necromancer. Get the globe, man. Get the globe. I think he's just dead anyway. Yeah, he's dead on double aura. Or no, single aura. Single aura plus an attack from Lemur. So not quite enough there. Took a little bit too long on his turn and didn't even get the globe for his trouble. The Winning Numbers, I don't know why he's wasting time here. He could just attack with Lemur and then let Aura get the kill. Unless there is a... so he Impervious is the Lemur. I was going to say if there's like a split personality on the Lemur, that'd be kind of funny. But nope. Attack plus Aura kill will lead to a, Aura kill. So Shrine Death. We get to see one finally, after how many games? So I'm not gonna say my ending line just yet until the game actually finishes. But it seemed like here that Winning Numbers is cheese basically paid off big time in mid. Luzecu couldn't make enough headway down there before Winning Numbers took control of top. I definitely would have liked to see maybe another champion or two top side to defend against that Lemur. There. I think the thing with Shadow Spawn champions going top on this map is like you can easily count like their movement. Like if you see a Lemur, you know the Lemur has 6 speed. You know how fast you get to your font, and you know how fast a 6-speed champion gets to their font. So it's like you can sort of guesstimate when they'll get to your font, and whether or not they'll need a relic once they get there. I think he was hoping that his Skeleform would block the Lemur for that. But unfortunately, he had already passed. And that's without triggering Aura as well, so there was no real indication that the Lemur was that far up. But Winning Numbers, I guess, going to run his turn down. He could just click end turn and have the Aura kill, but yeah, Underdepth's Avatar is immune to fire, so it'll have to be the Poison Aura that kills it. And there we go. And Granite Bracers for no reason. And yeah, so the Poison Aura finishes off Aramalian. So well played to both. and we'll see everyone in the next game.